Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first edition of the Bendigo Bank MCDFNL Footy Show for season 2014. It's an absolute pleasure to be back on your computer screens again for another year. My name's Shaun Kelly. I'll be your host once again in 2014, and my co-host once again joining me, sitting on my left-hand side. He's my left-hand man this year, not my right-hand man, otherwise he'd be over there. But it's a very warm welcome to you, Sam Gowers.
Thanks, Shaun. Thanks for having me back this year, mate.
How's summer treated you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. I've really got the rig looking good. So.
Yes, no, I disagree with that, but it's another story for another day. Speaking of the rig looking good, our very first guest for season 2014, he's playing this weekend. We've, of course, got a one-out game this weekend between Talbot and Maldon. He's, of course, Talbot's assistant coach. A very good afternoon to Matthew Smith. Shaun, good afternoon.
Absolute pleasure to be here, boys.
Welcome to the Footy Show, mate. I think with this appearance, you've racked up an all-time record for Footy Show appearances from outside of our staff. So congratulations to you.
Yeah, it's obviously something I've worked towards all my life, and it's a pleasure to achieve such a high-quality award.
We'll talk about your game very, very shortly, but what we're going to do this year with the footy shows as well, a bit of housekeeping first. Instead of having the one long show like we had last year, which, let's be honest, broke all sorts of records and was one of the best country footy shows on the internet, we're going to chop it up a bit this year, and we're going to split it over different days. We just thought that it got a little bit too long in the tooth last year, so we're going to try and stick it to about 8-10 minute shows spread out across the week, so you get something to view each day of the week. We're going to have some big segments this year too, some one-out segments. Sam Gowers, you're going to go inside 60 with a guest from each of the clubs throughout the season. I'm looking forward to this because you've talked it up all over summer, and I cannot wait for you to deliver.
I'd say it'll win some awards, mate.
Good, that's what we like to hear. Speaking of awards, you're good on the segues tonight too. We do have an award this year. Each round, we're going to give out one of these, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Max Fashion and Surf Player of the Week Award. There's a $50 voucher in each of these envelopes, Sherm. It'll go to a different player each week throughout the season. So if you noticed you have a good week, we'll get on to you. You'll become the Max Fashion and Surf Player of the Week, and we'll give you $50 to spend at Max Fashion and Surf, one of our fantastic league partners in Maryborough.
Great shop, that. Fantastic shop.
It certainly is. And as we mentioned, a one-out game this weekend. Talbot taking on Maldon. There's all the details on the screen at the moment. Saturday the 5th of April at a picturesque Talbot reserve. It's going to be a great game. We've moved it forward. I suppose we better give the reason behind moving it forward. Of course, Maldon unavailable to play in what is going to be the rest of round one next week. They've got their big motorcycle rally on in Maldon that it's going to be over 10,000 people in the town, so they need all hands on deck. So they've brought the game forward, Sherman. I suppose from Talbot point of view, it's not a bad thing because you're the main attraction this week.
Yeah, no, that'll be
on the Yabbies.
It'll definitely be really good. Obviously for us to be a standalone game. Obviously, I'd expect that there'll be a few more people to come along to watch and to see how both teams are shaping up early in the year and what recruits they've got, how they're performing. Yes, I'd expect a bit more interest. Speaking
of recruits, what can we expect from Talbot this year?
I'd hope that we will be a more consistent team. Hopefully, we'd like to, get a few more wins on the board. This year, I think we'll be a far more well-structured and drilled team under Rick. He's definitely brought those things into the club and a far more disciplined team as well.
Rick Andrews, your new coach, has come on board this year, obviously taking over from Troy Cunningham, who's still going to be involved with the club this year, so a lot of experience at the club with Rick, who of course has outstanding football experience throughout the Bendigo League that a lot of people will know from here.
Yeah, obviously he's been a fantastic footballer for so long. He's coached 6 premierships, so he knows how to build successful teams, I guess. As a club, we've got a lot of faith in him. The players have targeted to him extremely well. You just have to have a man of his quality at the club, teaching these kids the right way to play football, I guess. And we couldn't be happy with how things are going at the moment. So yeah, it's really good.
No, very good.
Speaking of the respect footballers have got for Rick, talk us through some of the recruits he's brought to the club this year.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Obviously, being well known, there's been people obviously that have heard stories of Rick or know Rick through different leagues and different connections that have just been happy to jump on board because they know what he's about and they know that what he'll bring to a football club. So it's helped with recruiting that way. So there's blokes, as I said, that he's played against in different leagues when he was with Charlton and blokes obviously from Central Highlands clubs as well that have come across. Some of these blokes didn't even, play on the same team as Rick, but they just saw what he was about and got to witness it firsthand. I guess on the other side of the team. Yeah.
Sam, tell us a little bit about the opposition that Matt's playing against this week in Maldon. What can we expect from the Dons this year? Obviously, snuck into the finals last year and then took a reasonable scalp as well in Harcourt in the first final and got into that second week. Can we expect the same this year? What's your thoughts?
I don't think Maldon will probably be as strong this year, Shaun. Obviously, Shaun Birchall's departed this year. Big loss. Former premiership winning coach with the Dons. He's gone. Tommy Horn's gone. Good young player.
That's another huge loss because this kid is going to be a gun.
And Jacob Fitzpatrick, who's another of their young guns, is also gone.
Not good signs for the Dons at the moment, but the slate's clean. Everybody's had a flying pre-season, and we'll see exactly what happens come 2:35 p.m. this Saturday. Shaun, we know who you're picking in this game. Tell us why Talbot will win.
Well, there's obviously a really good feeling around the place as well. We've had a pretty good build-up with our practice matches so far. The things that we've tried to work on over pre-season, starting to come together. I think that hopefully if we can get the game on our terms and be able to do the things that we want to do, that'll make us successful. We've got that extra depth this year. A bit more height, or a fair bit more height actually across the ground, which will really help out. And they're also pretty athletic guys that we recruited. I guess we didn't really want to go out and try to recruit 20 blokes who wanted to be kind of specific with what we needed and address those issues that we've had in the past. And get those guys that can play those roles. I mean, we're going to expect that Maldon are going to be good and they're going to have their best team, and we've just got to make sure that we're ready to go and need to tick off the boxes that we need to tick off to win the game.
All sorts of cliches there. Got absolutely nothing out of that. It was just a 1 minute string of cliches, Sam. Who do you think's going to win this game? And I suppose a little bit more valued reason why rather than just the standard.
Yeah, I don't think Matt's actually been to pre-season training yet, so I don't think he can tell
I
us
spent
much.
a lot of time at cricket training, which I can vouch for firsthand. So we were doing footy drills at cricket training, so I suppose that's his way of getting into the footy pre-season.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Talbot as well, Shaun. I think Ricky Andrews is obviously a really, really quality coach, and I think he'll have the Hawks up and going. And like we just said, Maldon's lost a lot of quality from their side last year, and they just snuck into the finals then.
Yeah, Talbot for mine as well. There's a bit of buzz around the Hawks at the moment, obviously with Rick coming in, and it'll be interesting to see how they go on Saturday. At home, you think they'd be able to get the points in the first week. Matthew Smith, thank you for joining us, mate, for the first footy show of the season. I'd expect that you're probably going to be on again throughout the season because it'll get to about 6 weeks' time and you give me a call saying when you need me again.
Well, I just think it's what the viewers want.
You're probably right, actually. Yeah, you're probably right. And Sammy, we're going to have some discussions during the week because I'm looking at you from side on and I'm seeing a little bit of silver floating into that do, mate. There's something really that we need to talk about in future weeks. But
a couple of platinum blonde tips, Shaun.
Thank you for coming back on board, and I'm very much looking forward to next week when we go inside 60 and you're going to get out and about all throughout the season and get some of the biggest names in the MCDFNL and I suppose ask some of the questions that a lot of journos won't ask.
I think first up as well, we're going to have one of Matt's teammates.
Are we?
Trent Barras.
Well,
I think he's going to be the first cab off the rank.
Nothing out of him.
Yeah, very good. Looking forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing you next week. We'll be back on Monday next week where we'll go through the results from the Talbot versus Maldon game. In fact, we'll probably up on Tuesday. We might have Monday and just slide back into it a bit early. Results from Maldon and Talbot on Tuesday. Highlights as well will be up, and then we'll have a string of videos for you throughout the week. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again soon.